are live. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. This is the original ScaryAmmi, and I'm here with somebody that we've been talking about and we felt inspired from. And I know, like, so many of you, ever since I told you guys that Nadia's coming live, so many of you have been messaging me and sending her duas and sending her prayers. And honestly, Nadia, very rarely do, like, matlab, even before you came live, hundreds of women were like, what time? What time? Because remember, you weren't sure about the time, so I added the time.
Yeah. God, I'm getting, just I'm overwhelmed and speechless by the
Story
love in people.
really
People are so amazing.
inspired hundreds, and every time I posted your story on ScaryAmmi, hundreds of women have sent you duas, have sent you prayers, have reshared your post. It's really touched every woman because breast cancer is a reality and a very,
Yeah,
very real
yeah,
reality. And
it is.
it can happen to anyone. Any one of
Yeah,
us goes one in.
yeah,
But
yeah. And I hope everybody is careful about early detection and checking.
and the way you fought it with so much bravery and charisma was like remarkable. So let's start at the beginning because I also want women to get like some awareness lessons out of it. How did you? Because one of the problems with breast cancer is कि वो बहुत late अगर पता चले, so then it's
Hmm,
too late. In your
hmm.
case, you were very early on, right?
Alhamdulillah. I mean, it was stage 1. It was a grade 3 tumor, which means it was growing very fast, but it was stage 1. So yeah, I detected it early. I was just you know checking. I do self checks. I do self checks every 3 months. I'd had a mammogram done just 3 months ago. I had a mammogram done 3 months before the diagnosis, and it
Wow.
was clear. It was totally clear. In fact, the day of the biopsy as well, my mammogram was clear. So then they went and when they saw it in the ultrasound, they went and did a second mammogram, and usme it came because it was piche hoke. And I was just doing a self examination,
So
and
you
I
basically
felt it.
check your breasts every month.
I check them every 2 3 months, not every month, but every 3 months. I used to give, I still give them a check, and I learned from the doctors. In fact, I learned from a doctor in Pakistan how to differentiate between the lymph, the sort of the nodules and the nodes, and a hard mass. And this was a pea-sized. I felt a pea-size hardness, and I was like, I had a sinking feeling when I felt it, because it was really, really weird. I mean, one knows one's body, and that wasn't part of my body. And so that's it. I took myself to the GP, who also felt it. She immediately set up an
A
appointment
GP is
with
a
the hospital.
general physician, right? Just
G,
for those,
bilkul,
just because
the
in
gen,
Pakistan it's a little different. So in
bilkul.
Pakistan, I guess they would probably go to a breast surgeon or
Yeah, you would go to a breast specialist or breast unit or a breast surgeon. Shaukat Khanam has a great breast clinic. Khan has a great breast clinic, breast clinic. Or you can go to a gynecologist. You could also go to an ultrasound specialist. They also do self examinations. Or there's an amazing place, the Tanveer Ahmed Medical Center in Lahore, which is just made for women, in their care. And you know that's where I learned how to get my sort of self care examination. So yeah, that's it. And then I went to the breast clinic. उन्होंने मैमोग्राम किया, फिर उन्होंने अल्ट्रासाउंड किया.
the
अल्ट्रासाउंड में
mammogram was
उनको,
negative. Wow, that's like really a big deal.
या
Because
मैमोग्राम में दो बार
mammogram
नहीं
is
आया.
considered screening का मतलब कि आपका clear है,
या
you clear.
या And then ultrasound मैंने किया. My cousin who had it a few months before me, same cancer. She had said, Nado, make sure they do an ultrasound. They did an ultrasound, and in the ultrasound, it was there. And they took a biopsy out, usi waqt. And after that, they did a third mammogram and they saw it. Usi din, they told me, biopsy वापस आने से पहले, they warned me that chances are this is breast cancer, and just be prepared. बस जब biopsy के results उन्होंने मुझे बताया, they called me back for it. They sat me down and they said, it's positive. I said, okay, now what? What's the plan?
You didn't break down when they told you, like,
No,
I think every woman's
no.
nightmare to hear. Can you,
I didn't, उस वक्त I didn't break down. उस
how
वक्त
did you feel, Uswa?
बस very practical. कि plan क्या है, इसको sort out कैसे करना है. You know, roll your sleeves up and get on with it kind of thing. Um, my best friend was staying with me in those days, and you know, she was very supportive and very helpful. My son, who was 13, his reaction was very supportive, very helpful. I just took it all in my stride, and I think I just kept focusing on the appointments, on the instructions. मुझे नहीं hit हुआ until the day of the फिर मेरी surgery हुई on the 4th of April. They took
But
out
if
some
it was
lymph node.
stage one, though, they took out the full breast, or just they just did like a
No,
lumpectomy?
they did a lumpectomy, and you see, they avoided a mastectomy on me because they wanted me out of the hospital as soon as possible because there were COVID patients in the hospital. ये भी तो है ना, कोविड के दौरान कैंसर होना भी एक तो एक अजाब है.
Yes.
And then so they wanted me out and safe. So they did a lumpectomy and they took out some lymph nodes, the sentinel lymph nodes. And I was nervous about the lymph nodes biopsy. Shukr alhamdulillah, that came negative. Then they wanted to do a liver scan. That day was the first day that I was petrified because the liver में अगर चला गया, I was like, okay, that's going to be one really okay. I was like petrified. I was telling myself, अच्छा ठीक है, breathe, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Liver scan के दिन I broke down. रिजल्ट्स नहीं आए थे क्योंकि लिवर का eventually जब आए थे रिजल्ट्स तो नेगेटिव थे अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह. लेकिन उस दिन I just I shut down, crashed, I think. And that day, I think all my fears from my childhood up till that day rolled up into one ball and just hit me. And I crashed. And I went into severe depression. And it was only my little boy and me. It was only my 13-year-old who,
Really?
nobody, there was nobody, you know, उस वक्त nobody. And because of COVID, even my cousins, my family, my aunt, nobody came to his help. He was stuck with this depressed woman. And you know, for that 1 week, Ammi, when I got depressed and when I crashed, that's when Ammi came. And that 1 week between the day of the liver scan and Ammi coming for me is a blank. It's blank. And Bichara, I don't know how my son held me together. And then after that, I realized, okay, he's seen me crash. He has seen me weak. He has seen me break. Now I have to show him गिरने के बाद you can get उठना कैसे है. That is a lesson he has to learn. He can't see me as a weak person and a failure and a broken person. I just was I had this deep sense of failure that my son had to deal with my depression and had to deal with my, you know, darkest moment, my 13-year-old. So then my journey was not just about cancer. It was about forgiving myself and seeing strength in myself and uh, what kind of a mother do I want to be? What kind of a woman do I want to be? And what kind of a friend do I want to be to Nadia? That was that that was the epiphany for me.
Wow. But Nadia, for when you initially found out that you had cancer and you had to go for surgery, so I think that was also COVID times. So
Yeah,
did being alone, that must have just made your journey like so much more difficult, but also you talk about how it gave you time to look within, because had you been in
yeah,
Pakistan, you would have been surrounded by visitors, but COVID tha, and you were in the
yeah,
UK. So
yeah.
talk about like how it gave you the chance to look inside.
It did, and like I said, it empowered me a lot. I think up till the day of the liver scan, my best friend was with me. So that was also helpful. But it was afterwards, I was very scared on the first day of my first chemo, May 1st. I went in crying, and it's all there. It's all on Insta, because I think somehow my defense mechanism was to reach out and share. That was my instinct. And I have been so blessed by the love that I got when I shared. People keep telling me inspiration, inspiration. Inspiration is the people out there who listened to me. They didn't need to listen to me. They didn't need to respond to those Insta posts. But I got so much love. The people out there are the inspiration, and their love, and I didn't, between their love and discovering myself and my faith in Allah, I didn't feel alone. I moved to tears. I'm crying like an idiot, but I cry because I'm just so moved by the generosity in people's hearts. लोगों का कितना बड़ा दिल है, and how they reached out with their own pain and their own suffering and their own stories. So my journey alone began after my liver scan and after my depression and coming out of that, and it just became more and more intense. And when I at the last chemo, I was going into my chemos like a boss. Then after I just stopped. I was really friends with the nurses and everything. Second breakdown happened the day before I took off my hair.
Yeah.
I did not understand. Especially our South Asian women, our hair for us is just such a part of our identity, and my hair was
And you
just something
are
I
an
constantly.
actress. So you must
Yeah,
have spent countless hours having your hair styled every single day of your work.
yeah, yeah,
Right? Like
yeah.
I
I
get to
was
work with my hair in a ponytail. You probably, your hair was like 2 hours every day, I'm guessing.
my blow dry at Sagar's was a big deal for me, and I wore the cap for the first chemo, as the Insta posts show, to protect my hair. But nahi. I mean, they started falling from here in the center. Itne bade bade clumps. And at the end, I had hair here, I had hair here, I had hair here. And the center was a plate. I was ridiculous. And I looked at myself, and I remember I took the scissors and I just cut them from here, here, here. And the next day, there was my mother and my son and me. And we called somebody, and he just uh, clipped my hair. And the next day was my chemo, and I took my razor to my chemo, and I asked the nurse, Matt, and that's also on Insta, that Matt, could you just shave it off completely? Because I don't like this growth that's happening even now. And the night before I shaved my hair, I washed it with rose shampoo. I conditioned it. Only one little gucha here and one little gucha here and here, like a baby. And I sat in the tub and I cried. But when that hair was off and I looked at myself in the mirror, I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
damn, that's your face. Woman, I've never seen your face before.
Yeah.
And I never saw it. I'm always hiding behind my hair. And I liked it. I was like, and I thanked my mother, who had taken such good care of my head when I was a baby. And for me, I remember a friend of mine saying to me, nay, nay, grow your hair back. You don't look like a woman anymore. And I smiled and I said to him, no, I feel very much like a woman. I feel like a strong woman. And I feel like a woman who doesn't have to hide behind her hair. And I loved my hair, but I loved this new me as well. And it was very cathartic. By the way, like taking my hair off was very liberating, very, very cathartic.
Wow.
Very. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
But you did think about wearing a wig. Was it that's like fun? Like I
The
saw a
wig
couple of
was,
really fun pictures of you.
yes, yes. I was wondering, should I wear the wig today or not? It's so hot, so I didn't. It's the Macmillan Cancer Society donated me a wig, and I had a choice of any color. They had brown, red, black, long hair, curly hair, straight hair. And then the lady who I was speaking to said, I have one blue wig as well. I said, show me the blue wig. And then I saw the blue wig and I fell in love with it. And I was like, that's it. I mean, a brown bal to I've had all my life. Let's try blue. And so I got this really fun blue wig, and I feel really fun when I wear it. But I sort of want to own my baldness, and I want to sort of claim it and own it, and especially in interviews. Although I do want to come in my wig because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I want, yeah, but I want people to see that it's not, especially women who are going through cancer and who are fearing balding, that it's quite empowering, and it's quite. You develop a new relationship with yourself. You develop a new relationship with your face, with your eyes, with everything. Um, you just see yourself, and I suppose perspective की बात है. I could have either seen myself as a bichari
Yeah.
or as a हाय मैं गंजी हो गई, or I could see myself as wow, that's a nice shaped head, and wow, I didn't realize my eyes were not bad, and the was the far I've just not. I mean, I've never thought I was good looking, but it's nice. I like my face. And I think this whole process has been an amazing blessing for me of I getting to like Nadia, because I've always thrown my love outside of me, my children, my family, my in-laws, my friends. It's always been outside. The children I love and I work with. I've never really thought of loving me. This was a blessing sent by Allah, that spend time with me, with Allah, and with Nadia. That's it.
Mm.
It was a real blessing.
Wow. I'm going to read you, like, we have 400 messages. I'm just going to read you a few because I'm sure those who are sending messages would want you to read. And then we'll go back to the questions. So Hina Iqbal is saying, oh my God, Nadia, I can't tell you how excited I am to see Nadia. More power to you, sweetheart. Shazia Khalid is saying, you are her most favorite. And Neela Iftikhar is saying, love and respect for Nadia. Malia Khwaja is saying, we love you, Nadia. Sumaira Awan is saying,
Love you
bravo.
too.
Mehwish Irfan is saying, love you, Nadia. Farah Khalid is saying, I love you. You are adorable. Rumesa Khan is saying, lots of love for you. More power to you. Sadia Asif Samdani is saying, love to our Nado Baji, the most positive person I follow. Kuratulen and Adnan is saying, please don't cry, Nadia. You are a symbol of strength for women. Mehwish
Yeah.
Irfan is saying, all the power in the world to you. Madhya Kamran is saying, strong lady. Shaila Umair is saying, lovely lady. Allah bless you. Jennifer Bashir is saying, I'm so glad to see you here. Love and best wishes.
Oh.
Mehek Ali, you are her favorite person. Sumaya Tasneem is saying, you are one of the nicest person I've ever seen. Inside out, positive, energetic, happiest. May you live a long, healthy life. Ameen. Farah, love Nadia Adnan is
Wow.
saying, love you, Nadia. Allah Shifa de. Ameen. Stay blessed. Ameen. Amna Amir is saying, lots of prayers, love, wishes for Nadia. Zaman Umair is saying, you are loved. They're like hundreds of duas.
But you see what I'm saying, Aisha? It's, look at them. I mean, so these people are love, and these people are amazing, and it's just amazing. Look how much love people have in their hearts for someone who they don't know. I'm just blessed that I I just feel like I have this family and this circle of friends who I don't even know, and I'm just overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed.
Okay, there's one question that's very interesting, like one dua. Amna Amir is saying, you are strong, Nadia, but your mom is the strongest. because it is not easy for a
Yes.
mother. So in your case, it's
Yes.
interesting because
Yes.
motherhood दो तरह से play हो रही है. एक तो your mother seeing you, but then you
Yes.
are a mother to two very still young. Like one is 13 and I think one is 16. So like still young,
One is 18. Yeah.
18. So still very
You're
young.
right.
So
No, but she's absolutely
how
right.
did that like how does this affect your motherhood? Because for months you probably weren't able to be the mother you are. Like I know you as a mother, you very like let's go trekking, let's go hiking, let's do this. Like how did your mothering survive all this?
First, I have to say, absolutely. My mother is much stronger than I am because I, having cancer for me, I can handle. As Khuda na khasta, one's child having cancer. And kudos to those mothers who have children who are battling with cancer because I know many of them, and many of them have, I'm speaking to many of them now. And there's one child specifically who comes to mind, Daud, who I want all of us to pray for. And what a brave mother he has. And definitely, it's much harder for a mother to see a child suffer than I think be at the end of suffering yourself. And I think all mothers feel that way. I was not able to be the kind of mother I want to be at all. But I realized Allah Ta'ala has put me on pause to say self parenting. I learned this term, self parenting. This time is for you, Nadia, to learn how to be your own parent and to take care of yourself instead of being dependent emotionally or uh, in any way. Instead of being dependent on another person, be dependent on yourself only and on Allah. This is your time to learn that, Nadia. And after you come out of this, I'm talking to myself as if Allah is talking to me, but I could hear it playing out. I mean, Allah wanted me to be a stronger person and a better, stronger mother. And I think I'm a much calmer mother and a much more adult mother than I was because I think the child in Meena, the boys could easily wrap me around their fingers because I was a, the child in me reigned me. She ruled me. Child in me is still there, but she doesn't rule me anymore. Grown up Nado has taken over and she's taking care of little Nado and she's taking care of her children as well now. Much better. So I think it's made a better mother out of me. I'm telling you, I don't wish cancer upon anyone, but this cancer has been a blessing to me. It's made me a stronger person, a calmer person, a better person, and a much better mother. Definitely.
Wow. And Nado, also, how does it change your relationships with people? So you, like, I've known you in Lahore, obviously, and you were like everyone's friend. Like, I think everybody thought of you as a friend because you were so warm to everyone. But when you go through something like cancer, or I'm sure it changes your perspective. Like, what have you realized now? Is family the best investment one can make? Are friends essential? Like, how many friends? Because in Lahore, so there was an abundance, like an ocean of friends. But what works when you are faced with something as life changing as this?
I think when you're, I think anybody who's been through grief or been through a crisis will understand this that you really know who your friends are in a time of crisis. And I will not forget the fact that in England, when my child was alone, because when I was having my nervous breakdown and in deep depression and not speaking and not responding and just 2 weeks, I was a complete vegetable. Those 2 weeks, may say 1 week, my child was completely alone with me. That I'd crashed because my son called people And people were calling each other, but nobody took care of my son that 1 week. Nobody. Not family, not friends. COVID tha na. I mean, I'm not blaming anyone. There was COVID, so everybody was nervous. But my boy was on his own, and I know that if no matter what happens, if my friends know me, and you know me, that मैं तो खैर, even if a stranger's child is left alone with a woman who's unwell, I would call, the either the social, I would either call social services, or I would go in myself, mask pen ke, gloves pen ke, whatever. I really knew that I am on my own, and the only person at that time who came for me, and she came, samundar par karke, was my mother. So one thing I've learned is you're on your own. That puts all your friendships in perspective, because you suddenly stop putting boj on your friendships. I don't expect my friends to be the caretaker of me. And at some level, I think there was this child in me that wanted to be taken care of before my cancer. And I was so pampered and so taken care of by my friends and family. That has changed. I mean, so my friendships are now at a very nice level where I'm an equal, and there's a lot of friendships that I've just snipped out completely. I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy for superficiality. I don't have the energy for toxicity. I don't have the energy for anything or anyone that will bring negativity into my journey or into my children's journey. I just don't. If you want to work on yourself to be a better person, and if you want to be positive, I love you. But if you're going to drag me down, then I mean, don't take. If somebody is depressed or sad, I'm with you, with my friends. But there's a difference between being depressed, sad, and being toxic. And I think that negativity that comes with toxicity is just something that I have learned to recognize. It's very dangerous for me. I I don't have the energy to take it. So I've just learned to quietly, without any drama, just clean my life of anything or anybody that is negative. So it's changed my friendships in that way. It's made me recognize that some relationships are just, the people are maybe wonderful, but those relationships are not healthy for me.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
लोग सब अच्छे हैं, लेकिन हो सकता है कि आपके साथ ना केमिस्ट्री जो है वो गलत है.
Yeah.
So I've just learned to be careful. On the other hand, there's this ocean of people
Yes.
that is reaching out to me,
An ocean.
that
And
is
you
just
there are
incredible.
probably thousands of people who haven't reached out to you, right? Who are not on your Facebook, who are not your friends, who are only like getting to talk to you. So you have no idea of how far your words, your positivity, your resilience has gone, like way further than you can imagine. Like really. And I feel so bad.
But they are also so positive. I mean, people are so positive. I mean, have you seen? There's so much positivity in people. It's amazing. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, it's just a blessing to know that there's so many positive, amazing, loving people out there, and people email me. I mean, because I've asked anybody who's suffering from cancer or battling cancer, or who needs or wants to talk to me, I'm here. Just email me. And people are emailing me, and I'm speaking to them, and I have this incredible, I feel I'm part of an army of amazing people. There's an amazing group of people that are just full of love, and I'm just one of them. You
Yeah.
know.
Another thing that struck me at your story was that you had to do it without your spouse, because like at
Yeah.
moments like these you want to like I remember I had to, when Akayan was being delivered, because of like passport issues and visa issues, Nasir missed it, and like it's something that still hits me, because moments like those are when you really want your partner there. But I think because of COVID and all these reasons, how has that affected your relationship as a wife? Because he couldn't like physically be there in those moments?
I think for me, my partner is me. There's me and there's Allah. And anything and everything other than that are relationships that I nurture and develop. And but पार्टनर जो है ना वो बहुत गहरा लफ्ज है और किसी पे वो for me I think for me that it is I feel I am my own partner. That is how I feel. And it's, I suppose, when you're not there for key moments, that does affect a relationship. And
Yeah, it really does.
so
I want to just ask you a couple of questions. Okay, Kutsia Salim wants me to read out something to you. You are such a kind person, Nadia. I remember one night, me and my sister were near our house in our car, and the tire got flat. It was raining, and there was a windstorm, and you
your
had.
voice is cutting. Aisha, your voice is cutting.
Oh, okay. Wait. Now is it better?
Um,
Can you hear me?
yes, it's better.
Okay, so Kutsia
Yeah.
saying this just shows how far your love has spread. So Kutsia is saying, you are such a kind person, Nadia. I remember one night me and my sister were near our house in our car and the tire got flat. It was raining and there was a windstorm. And you stopped and talked to her father and asked if they needed help. And as you also live nearby, so you sent your house help to help our father changed the tire. May Allah bless you for every kind deed you've done. I was one recipient, and I'm sure there must have been hundreds of others. That's so sweet. Once
Oh.
takes, and then Nazia Asad is saying the way Nadia took care of street children is something amazing and remarkable because she took care of them just like her own children. Hats off to you. And then Salma, when you were talking about how you've understood friendships better. Salma is saying that, Nadia, I completely agree. Difficulties remove the masks of people. I have also seen the real faces of people, Nadia, and feel blessed to know who loves you and who doesn't really, will not really
Hmm.
be there for you.
Hmm.
Do you
Hmm.
feel that's true? Do you feel that people wear masks and like when I was I did a session with somebody who lost her dad and we spoke
Hmm.
about grief. And she's like somebody who's very jolly, like she's not a celebrity, but just somebody who's like always the comic in the room. And when her
Hmm.
father passed away, she went into severe depression. She was no longer the comic. And
Hmm.
suddenly, people were no longer interested in being around her or knowing the right things to say
Yeah.
because she was no longer entertainment. So,
Yeah.
and as a celebrity, you must have had people fawning all over you all the time. Did you feel that there was like that you were suddenly not that?
I don't know. I mean, there's two answers to this. One is that there were people, yeah, who I really thought the cancer ho gaya mujhe, they will really be there. They will be there. People who I considered sisters or really really close. I still haven't met them. They're just, and I've realized that COVID is now not good enough an excuse because you can still wear a mask and you know or you can just call and ask. You don't have to. So yeah, I've realized that there's people who just, I was taken back. I wasn't hurt. I was taken back because I think I had misinterpreted certain relationships. That's my fault. People have their limits, and I have learned to respect those limits. People can only give so much, and if they can't give beyond that, who am I to expect or want or claim more? There are definitely people who I thought would come through, and like I said, for me, the fact that my son was alone for a whole week before Ammi came showed me that it was a big thing. I mean, if my friends in Pakistan had been there, I know they would not have let me be alone at that point. Having said that, I think people don't wear masks. People have limits, and definitely, uh, People have these huge boundaries and huge walls to protect themselves. And it takes courage to reach out to people who are, broken or vulnerable, like I was, or unwell. And it because I felt a lot of times that even for the people who were being very kind to me and very Allah Ta'ala said angels my way. Angels like Uber drivers who would just say to me, Baji, Pakistani Uber drivers would say to me, Baji, I will take you whenever you need to go. Or this amazing, Yarjan Abdul Samad, this amazing friend who just dropped me, picked me up, or Kamal and Humaira, if I wanted, people who had not been regular friends of mine, suddenly coming out and saying, look, do you need anything? Do you need groceries? Kinza, random people who I did not know, just emailing me or messaging me, do you need anything? Can I get you anything? So people have their boundaries, and I learned to accept what I can get and appreciate it and feel grateful for it. And I learned to let go of my expectations from those who I feel could have been there but weren't. And then look at look at all these amazing people who are coming out and just giving you love. That's a bonus. So I think people, it's not that people wear masks. I think people have boundaries. And I'm someone who doesn't have boundaries. I've never had them. And I'm learning now to also develop some boundaries to protect myself also. Everybody should have boundaries. It's a healthy thing. It's a good thing.
So much.
And
I think my children have only met you like twice and then you moved, or maybe three times. And they talk about you to this day.
no, your children have met me so many times because remember they used to come to empty space.
Yes, yes. And then,
Yes.
काफी सालों
What
से-
amazing children. But your children are also exceptional. They're amazing.
but Nadia Rania was what, like
All children are.
4 at that time?
बहुत छोटी,
And
yeah.
she's now 7 and she talks about you all the time. Like
Wow.
if I say, oh, you want to go to Beanish Khala's house, she'll be like, no, I want to go to Nato Khala's house. I want to go to Nato Khala's house. And I was like, we'll have to take a flight to go to Nato Khala's house now, sadly.
Oh,
But
well, Nado Khala she'll still have a ball. And I can't wait for this COVID to end so I can really play with the children I work with and the children I love again properly.
so Nado is the UK home for you. You were always such a Lahori. I could never imagine Nadia Jamil without Lahore. Like you would talk about Lahore, write about Lahore, eat foods in Lahore.
I could not imagine. I could not imagine Nadia Jamil, because of the chemotherapy, the steroids and the chemotherapy has triggered diabetes in me. I have to give myself insulin injections now. I could never imagine Nadia Jamil having to eat like a diabetic, having that healthy, no white flour, no chawal. I could never, ever, ever imagine Nadia Jamil out of Lahore. Lahore is and will, it's not just home. Lahore is what gave me, it made me, for a long time, it just gave me a sense of who I was and my work and all the children I worked with and the monsoons and the smell of the soil after it rains and the trees, even the open nalas, the smell of those when you're dry, and the food and the halwa puri and the old city. No, Lahore is Lahore, and I think that. But I'm learning that home is inside me. Home is not in anymore a place or a person. Home is here, so I decide. It can be anywhere. Then it can be with the person I love that I'm feeling at home. It can be I can go here and sit under a tree and feel at home. So I've learned to when I'm saying that I've learned to become independent, it means even of Lahore, that I love Lahore passionately, and Lahore it runs in my veins, and but home is inside my heart. So it's right, and it's also, I think, wherever for me also, it's also always been where the children are. So that is the one thing I miss. The children I work with. That वो मुझे बहुत बुरी तरह याद आते हैं. The Punjab Protection Bureau children, the children in Kasoor who I've worked with, in Joseph Colony, my foster sons, now my own boy, you know, but my older son who's there. But home is me.
Wow. We have a really interesting question from Binte Nadeem. Okay, Nadia, whenever because I don't want to tire you out. So if
No,
you
no.
tired, please let me know because I don't know what your energy
Okay.
are.
No. My energy levels are fine. Alhamdulillah. My radiation starts on the 13th for a month, and then they'll start going down a bit. So, abhi, they're fine.
Okay. So Binti Nadeem is asking a really good question. She's saying, Mashallah, a lot has been said about how lovely and caring and what a lovely and caring soul she is. I want to know, Nadia, when it's only you and Allah, how does the conversation go? How do you get your answers? How does your frustration get calm?
You know, sorry, I live on top of a fire station. Um, um, people often, हम लोग दोस्त, we would often discuss ishq, mohabbat, pyar, the various differences between them. Why is it that I am my own partner and I don't consider another human being my partner? जो इश्क मैंने किया है ना, अब जाके किया है. And I think वो एक इश्क लाहासिल, इश्क होता है लाहासिल है. It's like a sarab in the desert, a mirage. You're always moving towards it. But you can't really get it. But it's always making you move forward. It's always making you better, pushing you forward. For years when I was growing up, I was out, very busy body. You know, यहाँ पे working with children, loving with my friends, ये वो, भाग दौड़. I used to go and work with the children. I would start working at 11 a.m. and come back at 1 a.m. in the morning. I read a book by Ibn Arabi in which he says there are 4 steps to be really close to Allah. One is solitude. Second is silence, first of the tongue, then of the heart. Third is hunger. And the fourth is vigilance.
The fourth is?
I didn't have any 4 of these things in
Like,
me.
which one is the fourth? The
Vigilance.
solitude, silence, hunger,
Vigil, vigil,
vigilance,
vigilance.
as in being alert?
Vigilance, awareness.
Awareness. Okay.
Awareness. Alert. Yeah. Being alert. And if you've overeaten, if you're stuffed and you've overeaten, which was my constant state before cancer, you will not be alert. I was never in solitude. I was never silent. I'd never experienced this feeling of kam khao, pet mein jagah chodo. And I thought I was alert, but now I realize I wasn't. My relationship with Allah changed. And it's like Allah ने लाठी मारी है मुझे कि लड़की, मैं तुम्हें बार बार कह रहा हूँ कि मुझे तवज्जो दो, अपने आप को तवज्जो दो और मुझे तवज्जो दो, और बाकी सारे काम छोड़ो, including the charity, including the service, including the work you do with children, everything. Stop it. और ठहराव लाओ अपने आप में, and मुझे तवज्जो दो. And you will go back to that work. But when you go back to that work, you will go back to that work as someone who's entirely different. And you will bring to it much more. But first, you have to stay with me, alone with me. And that was it. He put me in a room alone with him. And I remember there was not even a window. I couldn't even look out of a window. There was no window. There was just me in that room. I got sepsis after my last chemotherapy. And I thought I'm just like a boss. मैं तो सब कुछ कर रही हूँ, मुझे कीमो भी मैंने हैंडल कर ली है. और आखिरी कीमो के दिन my sugar went up over 600. I passed out. They lost my heartbeat. I
In the
nearly
hospital,
went into a coma. Yeah, yeah. And I was then in hospital for 2 weeks because I went into neutropenic sepsis. And I could not move. I could not speak. The only thing I could do was I was lying on my back, and my big event of the day would be turning from my left to my right
Wow.
and being able to put a post up on Insta, because I would lie down and lean it against the bed and type. My nails fell out. My had ulcers in my mouth, and the pain. I remember the pain because they couldn't find veins, so they were poking me with needles, and they could only poke it in my left arm because I had no lymph nodes in my right arm, so no blood or no needle could go in my right arm. Everything was happening on my left arm, and they would hit bone. They would take it out of my feet. They would take it out of my leg. And I remember arching my back in pain and thinking, this is how tough he thinks I am. Alhamdulillah, shukr, alhamdulillah. This is how tough you think I am. And the sense of he's showing me that you do not know your own strength. Let me show you. And I used to tell him, I'm feeling this pain. Okay, I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it. Can I also feel you, please? And then I would get this sensation that I'm wrapped like ruई. रुई में कोई चीज लिपटी हुई होती है ना, and I'm being loved and held. And I would read my tekarima, and I would read my kuls, and I would say my nama lete lete. I would remember the distress that that prophets have been through, and what prayers they have said in their distress. And I will say them too, because if they worked for such great people, they'll work for something as small and nothing as me. And I didn't feel alone for a second. And I tell you, that time in the hospital, those 2 weeks in the hospital, were like a vacation with Allah and me. That's it. It was the most peaceful time I've had in my life, and the most empowering time I've had in my life. And मैं गिर गिर के ना जब नमाज पढ़ती हूँ, I I can't say shukr enough. I can't say it enough that I live to see this tree, and I live to feel this air, and I live to speak to you, and amazing. I can't say shukr enough for everything I've had. I'm not scared of death at all, because I know that will be me meeting eternity and me meeting my maker. So, but if life is what he has planned for me, then I'm going to live it, and I'm going to love it. And he taught me that Allah is the one who teaches me, and Allah is my teacher. He's my guide. He's my best friend,
Wow.
and he's the love of my life. That the love of my life is this energy called the creative process called Allah, that just is with me all the time, because it's samad. Samad means omnipotent. It's in my every cell. It's in the air around me. It's you know I'm overwhelmed, and I'm humbled by Allah, and I just feel blessed. And the only person I'm saying to Mustafa and Auzubillah, but the only entity that I want to apologize to is Allah. Always, I want to apologize to Allah consistently for not committing to Him, because I know this commitment should have come before. But then there I durust hai, you know. I should stop beating myself up about it, actually.
That's so beautiful. Zubda Zai is saying the passion with which you are talking about your relationship with Allah is just so remarkable. Thank you for sharing your story, because honestly, I have goosebumps all over me. Love you, beautiful
Oh,
friend. May Allah stay
I
your
love you too.
forever. And then,
I love you, and I love everyone who's been praying. Thank you so much. Each one of your prayers is what's lifted me and brought me here.
You're amazing. So, Nadia, for as long as we know, most people have known you, acting has been like, like it was
Hmm.
very much how you even define right now. Like, you've done a lot of other things. You've worked with children, you've also done empty space, you've done a lot of like exciting things. But, like, Abibi is Nadia Jamil actress. If you
Hmm.
Google it, is acting going to remain a part of your life? Are you
Hmm.
planning to, remain active in television, dramas? In like something that was so that you so passionate about?
For a long time, my passion has not been acting. My passion has been children, and being with children and learning and teaching, learning from children and teaching children. And I really want to work more with children, especially children who have been through trauma. And I want to do more drama. I did a lot of drama therapy before. I want to continue with the drama therapy. My passion is children. M- Acting is the only thing I know. It's like बचपन से it's just मुझे एक ही हुनर आता था, acting. I was just it's something I knew, and it's something I want to get better at. I think I've become I haven't acted in so long. I need to, after Damsa, I haven't done anything, so I want to relearn it. And I think learning acting, you learn it by living. And I want to give myself some life lessons and learn it before I get back into it. I'm dying to act again. I'll always be an actor. Always, always. Even when I'm an old woman with one tooth, I'll be this.
You will still be brilliant. You were
I'll be.
brilliant.
I'll still be an actor.
Damsa was so amazing. We discussed it on Scary Ammi. We spoke about how it was so hard for so many ammis to watch it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I think बहुत देर तक मुझे like मैं रानिया को बात पकड़ के सोती थी because I was
yeah.
like हमें like बहुत ज़्यादा like you were able to play that mom really well. One thing really struck me about what you were saying. You said I'm not scared of death, but I feel the minute you become a mom, you fear your death because you
I
fear,
did.
right? Like doesn't
I
that?
did. Naomi. I did. I did. I did fear my own death for the longest time. Not anymore. My boys are now. I look. My older one is 18. Alhamdulillah, he's a man. Sabir, who is my foster son, he's settled, alhamdulillah, he's studying to get into Hassan Abdal. Then is Mir, my 13-year-old who will be 14, and the way he took care of me, I've realized कि वो तो हम सब का दादा है. I mean, he's just so self-sufficient, alhamdulillah. And then there's my little one, Azad. And Azad's biological mother has been found, and he's also very safe and settled with Sara Ahmed at the Punjab Protection Bureau. So I feel that my boys are on their own paths now. And if they need a nest, they always have me. If they need a friend, they always have me. If they want someone to bounce off their ideas, they always have me. But they're on their own path now. And my journey is now, as a mother, I'll always be a mother. But ye hota hai, when you're a mother, sometimes you lose yourself
Yes,
in
yes,
in just being a mother. And I had lost myself
yes.
completely.
I think ये बहुत
Completely.
उसके साथ. Those who very passionate, like I feel I lose myself a lot,
Yeah,
and then I
yeah.
feel
You
overwhelmed.
have to. I mean,
Sorry, go ahead. They want to hear you. They don't want to hear me.
no, no. I mean, I know what a committed mother you are as well. Because I know I really I've witnessed it. And similarly, I've also lost myself in my children completely. I've lost myself, and I think cancer was a gift that gave me Nadia Jamil. It gave me me. I can't say it gave me me back because I never had me. It gave me me for the first time, and it gave me a sense of self. And sorry, Ammi's here.
Oh, can we talk to her? People would love
Ammi,
if
they
she's
want
up,
to come and speak to you.
if she's up for
Come
it.
on.
I don't want to pressure
Hmm? She's like, no way. Come on, ma.
her.
She's just coming. She's saying I'll change and come. She's just changing and coming. And she's been a rock. She's been a rock. But yeah, I mean, you one loses oneself in one's children, and one needs to for some time. और वो होता है, एक वक्त देना पड़ता है अपने बच्चों को और अपनी औलाद को, और but now sort of I'm finally reclaiming myself, and yeah.
So, what do you think the next chapter in your life will be? Because now that you're in the UK, obviously working with children from Lahore or the Child Protection Bureau would be hard, and your voice in cancer has been heard so loudly and
Yeah,
across the world.
yeah,
Is that going to be something that you plan to work with in the future? Because jitna bhi aapne ki, and some people are saying,
I'd love to.
so okay, we should talk in Urdu, I guess. Nadia
उर्दू में बात करें?
बहुत बेहतर है. So Nadia, जवाब सारे अब
मैं बिल्कुल बिल्कुल नहीं, मैं कैंसर की अवेयरनेस के हवाले से बिल्कुल मैं काम करना चाहती हूँ. मेरा जो देख, मेरा जो अव्वल इश्क है, और जो मेरा पैशन है जिसको कहते हैं, वो बच्चे हैं. तो आई वांट टू चाइल्ड एक्टिविज्म, चाइल्ड प्रोटेक्शन ब्यूरो में हो, चाहे इधर से हो या वहां से हो, जो भी मैं मदद कर सकती हूँ, जैसे भी कर सकती हूँ, एक एक प्लेटफॉर्म, एक वॉइस बन के रह सकती हूँ बच्चों के लिए. उसके अलावा मैं यहाँ से भी मैं एक, ये हार्वर्ड के एक्सटेंशन कोर्सेज होते हैं ऑनलाइन, उसमें मैं चाइल्ड प्रोटेक्शन का भी कोर्स कर रही हूँ. अम, उस तो उससे मैं बहुत कुछ सीख रही हूँ. उसके बाद मैं यहाँ पे भी वलायत में सोशल सर्विसेज में काम करना चाहती हूँ, ताकि मैं सीखूं. जब मैं वापस पाकिस्तान में आऊं, मैं कुछ एक्चुअली इन द फील्ड कोई आई कैन हेल्प द ब्यूरो एज वेल इन अ मोर टेंजिबल वे. एक तरीके से मैं ब्यूरो को भी की भी मदद कर सकती हूँ, और गवर्नमेंट की भी मदद कर सकती हूँ, और जो नॉन गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं जो बच्चों के साथ काम कर रहे हैं. और क्योंकि मोहब्बत तो मुझे बच्चों से है, और बच्चों से मैं काम के साथ में काम करना चाहती हूँ. कैंसर के हवाले से अगर कोई रीच आउट करे या कोई मुझे पुकारे, कोई प्लेटफॉर्म, कोई इंसान, बहुत सारे लोग हैं जिनसे मैं बात कर रही हूँ, वन ऑन वन, पर्सनली. लेकिन बिल्कुल बहुत, और बहुत एक अहम बात मैंने सीखी कि पाकिस्तान में जो कैंसर है वो ज्यादातर डिटेक्ट होता है थर्ड फोर्थ स्टेज में. जहाँ के यहाँ पे विलायत में कैंसर डिटेक्ट होता है फर्स्ट सेकंड स्टेज में, ब्रेस्ट कैंसर स्पेसिफिकली. क्यों? क्योंकि पाकिस्तान में एक तो खवातीन का ब्रेस्ट एग्जामिनेशन करना या करवाना बुरा समझा जाता है, और दूसरी चीज, अगर डिटेक्ट हो भी जाए तो बहुत सारे ऐसे इलाके हैं पाकिस्तान में जहाँ पे उनका इलाज करवाना बुरा समझा जाता है. फिर मैंने देखा है कि बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो अभी भी कैंसर को कंटेजियस समझते हैं, या एक सॉर्ट ऑफ ऐसी बीमारी समझते हैं जो इन्फेक्शियस हो. देयर इज लोड्स ऑफ अवेयरनेस दैट नीड्स टू बी स्प्रेड कैंसर के हवाले से, क्योंकि शहरों के बाहर अगर आप जाएं या छोटे टाउन्स में जाएं तो इट्स कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स कैंसर. और दूसरी चीजें, मैं पूरी उम्र इस लफ्ज से डरी हूँ. मेरी नानी कैंसर से फौत हुई, लाइक अ बॉस शी फॉट इट लाइक अ बॉस. मेरे नाना कैंसर से फौत हुए.
really.
मेरे मेरे अब्बू को कैंसर हुआ है 3 बार, वो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह दोबारा रिमिशन में है. और मेरे अब्बू में मेरी जान है. मेरी फर्स्ट कजन को कैंसर हुआ, जो मेरी बेस्ट फ्रेंड है. मेरी अम्मी की बेस्ट फ्रेंड को कैंसर हुआ एंड शी डाइड ऑफ इट. आई मीन, आई हैव सीन कैंसर टेक अवे सो मेनी लाइव्स कि मेरी जान निकलती थी इस लफ्ज से. कैंसर की के लफ्ज से मुझे मेरी जान निकलती थी. वो डर निकल गया है मेरे में से, क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि ये खुदा ना करे, लेकिन ये एक ऐसी चीज है कि एक बार ये आ जाए तो हो सकता है दोबारा आ जाए. बट मेरे में अल्लाह वो, गॉड इज विद मी, देन गॉड विल गिव मी द हिम्मत टू फाइट इट. इट्स सिंपल, एंड इट्स नॉट समथिंग. जिंदगी खत्म नहीं होती कैंसर की वजह से, बिल्कुल भी नहीं. अब मैं अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह लिख रही हूँ, अब दोबारा से मैं एक्सरसाइज कर रही हूँ. ये मिस्टर जेम्स हैं, फैंटास्टिक इंस्ट्रक्टर, उनकी वाइफ भी हैं तबस्सुम. वो ऑनलाइन जूम पे एक्सरसाइजेस करवाते हैं, एंड या स्काइप पे. I'm exercising again. I'm getting back into fitness again. I've got my gorgeous Nico, my pet that my friend Meher Farooq helped me get, and it doesn't take your life away. I've got my children. I've got friends. I've got projects that I want to work on. Inshallah, एक एक मुझे रोल भी आया है जिसने मुझे खास तौर पर उन्होंने कहा प्लीज अब बाल आ भी जाएं तो मुंडवा दीजिएगा दोबारा से सर क्योंकि हमें आप वी वांट यू टू बी गंजा फॉर दिस रोल
Wow.
it's
You think
it's
you will ever grow your hair, or is that part of your life over? Is this
I
the
don't know I don't know
you will
अभी तो वापस आ ही नहीं रहे हैं लेकिन इंशाल्लाह जब आएंगे तो मैं सोची हूँ थोड़ी देर जिस तरह मीरा हाशमी इतनी अच्छी लग रही है आजकल शी इज लुकिंग सो ब्यूटीफुल विद हर buzz cut I want a buzz cut for a little while and बहुत हो गया बालों के साथ झंझट अभी गर्मियों में तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं लेकिन लेट्स सी मेरे एक तो हैं भी घुंघरेलू बाल जो जब निकलेंगे तो पड़ंग 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 करके निकलेंगे
Oh, we have a beautiful message. I have to read you this one. Farkhanda Naveed. मैं आपको बता नहीं सकती शी रोट इट इन उर्दू मैं आपको बता नहीं सकती कि मुझे कितनी मोहब्बत रही है आपसे हमेशा से नादिया एक बार दोबारा हुई जब आपको समीना पीरजादा के प्रोग्राम में सुना और आज के बाद तो मेरे दिल के साथ साथ दुआओं में भी रहेंगी हमेशा अल्लाह आपको मुकम्मल शफा बख्शे सलामत रहें खुश रहें
थैंक यू
अल्लाह
सो
आप
मच
में
फरखंदा जज़ाकल्लाह
में भी ये दुआ कबूल फरमाए वाओ हाउ ब्यूटीफुल इज दैट
क्या कितने खूबसूरत लोग हैं वहां पे कितने दुनिया में कितने खूबसूरत लोग हैं और हमारे लोग कितने खूबसूरत हैं मतलब कि ये हमारी कौम है जो जस्ट रीच्ड आउट एंड लव्ड एंड इट्स नॉट जस्ट मी आई हैव सीन कि जब भी कोई डाउन हो या लोग कहते हैं नहीं नहीं जब लोग डाउन होते हैं तो कोई नहीं होता या nobody is there for you when you're down and people pull you further down but no if you reach out I've seen that people are there Allah is there and I think Allah sends all these angels your way and there's I'm just I used to never feel alone even before cancer मैं कभी I never felt lonely क्योंकि मुझे मेरी दरख्तों से बहुत दोस्ती थी तो मैं बैठ कर उनको देखा करती थी that's right out here one of my favorite trees is right out here मैं देखा करती थी सुबह सुबह there's no pardas as you can see they're all open all the time and I used to watch I used to watch the leaves fall, the branches fall, the fruit fall, and them waiting. Then they're just waiting. And winter has come, and storms are coming and thrashing them. And they're still this amazing home to so many creatures, and they're still giving us oxygen. And they have this incredible faith. उनको पता है कि बाहर आएगी. मैं कभी अकेला नहीं फील करती थी. लेकिन अब मजीद दरख्तों के अलावा I have ये इतनी कमाल की जो मुझे एक फैमिली मुझे सोशल मीडिया से के जरिए मुझे मिली है मुझे लगता है वाकई में कि ये मेरी फैमिली है ये मेरे चाहने वाले नहीं है सिर्फ ये मेरे अपने हैं और मैं उनकी हूँ मैं आई बिलोंग टू देम मैं हूँ उनकी किसी की बहन किसी की अम्मी किसी की बेटी एंड मुझे लोगों ने जो मैसेजेस कई लोग हैं जिन्होंने मुझे ये लिखा है अम्मी जान आप बिल्कुल मेरी अम्मी की तरह हैं कई लोग मुझे कहते हैं आप मेरी बेटी की तरह हैं कई लोग मुझे बहन बना देते हैं कई लोग दोस्त बना के रखते हैं लेकिन ये जो अपनायत है व्हाट अ पावरफुल थिंग सोशल मीडिया इज कितनी खूबसूरत चीज है मैं हमेशा समझती थी कि इसको एक काफी नेगेटिव अंदाज से भी इंसान ले सकता है क्योंकि वक्त भी जाया होता है इस पे बहुत ज्यादा अगर आप बाउंड्रीज ना आपने बनाए सोशल मीडिया के इर्द गिर्द लेकिन ये जो प्यार और मोहब्बत मैंने लोगों में देखी है मेरी तो हवाइयां उड़ गई हैं आई मीन मैं लोगों आई एम इंस्पायर्ड बाय पीपल दे आर सो full of love they're just amazing
Nadu, in the Serena Pirzada show, you gave a tree perspective. Do you remember that?
yes the same one
And that kind of went viral. But at that
it
time,
did
yeah, yeah. So
at
that,
that time
but that But at that time, you weren't the Nadia you are right now.
No,
So
no,
you still had that perspective.
I did. That perspective I had. दरख्तों हैं, I mean, these are my best friends. I'll just introduce you to my best friends. आपको मैं दिखाती हूँ.
Have you given them
These are my best friends.
also?
How do I turn it around? I'll just turn myself around.
Yeah.
Here they are. These
So,
are my best friends. Every morning I wake up and here they are, you know, they're right there in front of me. And I learn from them and they teach me and I listen to them.
wow.
बट जो समीना पीरजादा के शो में नादिया गई थी उसमें वो डरी हुई बच्ची बिल्कुल ऊपर थी और कॉन्फिडेंट एडल्ट नादिया थोड़ी पीछे थी. अब मेरे ख्याल में पोस्ट कैंसर नादिया जो है, लाइक आई सेड बिफोर, शी इज टेकिंग केयर ऑफ द चाइल्ड. मैंने उस इंटरव्यू में भी कहा था कि मुझे एक ख्वाब आता था कि मैं छोटी सी हूँ एंड मैं भीड़ में हूँ, इस भीड़ और एक भीड़ ऑफ एडल्ट्स और मैं इंतजार कर रही हूँ कि कोई बड़ा आए और मेरा हाथ पकड़ ले, लेकिन कोई नहीं आ रहा. और जब मैं उम्रे पे गई तो मैं हरम में ऊपर लेटी हुई थी, अपने जानमाज़ से सो रही थी और मुझे ख्वाब ये दोबारा आए और उसमें कोई आया और नीचे बैठा मेरे लेवल पे और यूं मेरी चिन को अपने हाथ में लिया और कहा कि मैं हूं ना, और फिर मेरा हाथ पकड़ा और मुझे हाथ पकड़ के ले गया और एक सुकून मेरे ऊपर हावी हो गया कि शुक्र अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अब मैं ठीक हूँ. और उस इंसान का चेहरा मुझे नजर नहीं आ रहा था और मैं सोच रही थी ये कौन है, क्या ये यू नो इज इट मी पर्सोनिफाइंग सम डिवाइन थिंग, is it my father, is it Ali, is it my best friend, who is it my nani. नहीं आया वो चेहरा मेरे, that face didn't come in focus. And then after Mir Wali was born, my younger son, वो ख्वाब मुझे कुछ महीने बाद फिर आया. ऐसा कैमरा नहीं पैन होता, जब वो इंसान मेरा हाथ पकड़ के खड़ा होता है तो कैमरा पैन हुआ और मैंने देखा वो मैं हूँ, बड़ी ना तो, लेकिन उस ख्वाब में मेरे बाल थे लेकिन मैं हूँ और मैंने छोटी नादों का हाथ पकड़ा हुआ है और मैं कह रही हूँ बस मैं हूँ ना.
Wow.
I was in the process. Even during Samina Appa's interview, I was in the process. कि I knew कि मेरी मदद में के लिए मैं ही आऊंगी. जितने भी मेरे डर हैं, मेरे खौफ हैं, मेरी एंजाइटीज हैं, मेरी डिप्रेशंस हैं, उनके काम मैं ही आऊंगी, उनको मैं ही भगाऊंगी. I didn't know how. Cancer taught me that. कैंसर के दौरान ये मैंने सबक सीखा और कैंसर के दौरान बड़ी नादों ने फाइनली छोटी नादों को ऐसा पकड़ा और कि अब बड़ी नादो is in control. You know, छोटी नादो is in me, but छोटी नादो is not in control of me anymore. छोटी समीना आपा की इंटरव्यू के दौरान छोटी नादो ही कंट्रोल में थी और मेरे ख्याल में हम सब में एक बच्चा है, मेरे में भी वो बहुत एक एक इंटेंस किस्म का बच्चा है एंड वो हमेशा रहेगा, लेकिन उसका ख्याल अब मैं रखूंगी और रखती हूँ. तो this is the difference I think between that interview and me now. I've grown up.
Wow.
I've grown up.
Okay, I'm just going to ask you a couple of more
Oh,
things because I
I
don't
can
want
hear
to
them.
exhaust you.
I can hear Simba in the background.
Yes. Varda ka question is like a really difficult question. Have you ever taken this as your last chance? I mean, I've been through a very major surgery. This is Varda saying this, thinking that I might not survive. Did that hit you? And then there's another question linked to this. Did you ever think, why me? Like, you've been so great to children. You've dedicated your life to service. You're probably one of the nicest people that most people know. So did you ever think that, why me?
To answer the first question first, yeah, जब मुझे sepsis था, before I passed out, the last thing I heard when they were hitting my chest and whatnot. It was shor sharaba, tee 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 tee. I was in the hospital, and the last thing I heard is we're losing her. And then I was out, and I woke up 2 days later, and I remember thinking, by the way, before I heard we're losing her, okay, this is it. So it's because of all the hysteria, I knew it. We're losing because they were talking. They were losing my heartbeat, and I kept thinking of various things. कुत्ते का मैं सोच रही हूँ, बच्चों का मैं सोच रही हूँ, अब्बू का मैं सोच रही हूँ. फिर मेरे दिमाग में आया ख्याल कि उल्लू की चरखी, कलमा पढ़ो उल्लू, कलमा पढ़ो. सारे ड्रामों में, सारे फिल्मों में जाने से पहले कलमा पढ़ते हैं. तुम किन ख्यालों में घूमी हुई हो? कलमा पढ़ो. आई रिमेम्बर थिंकिंग दिस, एंड जस्ट कलमा शुरू हुआ है, एंड आई एम सेइंग इट, एंड आई एम हियरिंग साथ साथ में we're losing her, and I'm out. And I'm thinking, there was no panic in me. There was no panic. I knew whatever, everybody, the one truth, एक ही सच के साथ हम सब पैदा हुए हैं कि मौत ने आना है. You know, कब आना है, किस वक्त आना है, कुछ क्या पता. मेरा भाई बड़ा, मेरे जो बड़े भाई थे, 3 साल के थे. जब वो फौत हुए थे, उनकी अल्लाह ताला ने 3 साल की उम्र लिखी थी. तो I'm older than my older brother by 45 years. So I mean, वो मुझे जरूर ख्याल आया कि अब I'm finished. It's over. And sort your thoughts out. लेकिन why नहीं, मुझे कभी ख्याल नहीं आया. मेरा भरोसा है बहुत ज्यादा अल्लाह ताला पे. जो चीजें मेरे फैसलों की वजह से बहुत सारी चीजें हुई हैं मेरी जिंदगी में, अच्छी और बुरी. वो फैसले जो मैंने किए हैं उनकी वजह से, उनकी जिम्मेदारी मैं खुद उठाती हूँ. और फिर ऐसी चीजें हुई हैं जो मेरे फैसलों के बाहर हैं, जैसे कि कैंसर. वो अल्लाह ताला की मर्जी है, और मुझे भरपूर भरोसा है कि अगर अल्लाह ताला ने ये भेजा है तो किसी वजह से भेजा है. और वो वजह अब मुझे समझ में आ गई. मुझे इतने मैंने सबक सीखे. तो मेरे लिए तो ये इतना खूबसूरत एक सफर रहा है कैंसर का, इतना खूबसूरत है कि ये एक से दूसरा मैंने सबक सीखा है. तो मैंने कभी ये नहीं पूछा व्हाई मी. एब्सोल्युटली नॉट, क्योंकि आई हैव ब्लाइंड ट्रस्ट एंड फेथ इन द डिसीजंस ऑफ अल्लाह ताला. एंड लोग कहते हैं ना अक्सर, दुनिया में ये हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है, अल्लाह ताला क्यों ऐसा होने देते हैं, गुर्बत है. और मैं हमेशा जवाब देती हूँ, जो भी खराबियां दुनिया में होती हैं वो हमारी वजह से हैं. चाहे वो क्लाइमेट चेंज हो, चाहे वो गुर्बत हो, चाहे वो बीमारियां हो, वो जो हमने फैलाई हैं, जो हमारी वजह से हो रही हैं. चाहे वो हमने जो प्रिजर्वेटिव्स, एडिटिव्स, पोल्यूशन, जो भी इकोनॉमिक मुसीबतें, दीज आर ऑल मैन मेड. अल्लाह ताला ने तो हमें एक पाक, शफाफ, खूबसूरत सियारा दिया था, प्लैनेट अर्थ दिया था. और कोई बाउंड्रीज, बॉर्डर्स नहीं बनाए थे, कोई नफरतें नहीं थी उस वक्त. तो आई थिंक आई हैव टू टेक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फॉर the problems I create in my own life. Cancer was not one of them. Cancer was a gift to me. So if I ask, I don't say why me. I say shukr alhamdulillah, because it was a gift. It was a gift, and I will die a much better Muslim, a better mother, a better woman, a better human being because of it, inshallah. Well, I don't want to die so soon, so not inshallah.
Okay, Nadia, the last. Oh, do you remember her? Nadia, do you remember her?
Who? Hello.
Elsa, do you remember?
Hi, beautiful. How will you remember me? I have no hair anymore.
You guys remember Simba? Do you remember her? At MT.
Hi, gorgeous. Oh my God. Look how grown up they are.
The puppy house.
Yes.
Yes.
Are your puppies
Where's
still
her
with you?
hair? She chose to
Yes.
kiss.
You want to see my puppy?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Nico, come here. Come here. Good boy, Nico. Come here. अच्छा अभी Nico मियाँ अंगड़ाई ले रहे हैं. ठहरो. Let me show you my puppy. Come here, Nico.
She's beautiful without her hair.
Hello.
Oh, remember?
Can we show you our dog? We
No,
also got a
she's
dog.
I'd love to see your dog.
Actually, Nadia, there's a very sweet comment from, like very sweet. I just want to read it out to you. They're like hundreds. Acha, and I will, for those of you who are asking me to let you share it, so I'm going to email Nadia the recording, and she can choose to share it as she wishes. And I will also upload it on like Facebook, so you guys can share it however you want to.
His name is Max.
Oh my God. Hi, Max. A pug. He's so beautiful. Max needs to exercise.
Yeah, he's very fat. Look what she's saying.
Max, you need to exercise ASAP.
Okay, what she's saying. She's saying Max needs to exercise.
Yes.
He doesn't need to exercise. He just
Yes, he does. He needs to be healthier.
Dania, look what she.
My hair fell out.
Why?
And then it started falling out, and then I shaved it off myself.
Why?
Because I got cancer, and then the medicine for cancer is chemotherapy. So when I was taking that medicine, my hair started falling. So because it started falling, I thought, why not just shave it off? And here it is. And my hair, my head, I'd never seen my head before, Now I can see my head. I'm so excited.
So now are you fine, or are you still taking the medicine?
Oh, thank you for asking. I'm much better, and my radiation, which means my treatment is still continuing. So it's on that starts on the 13th, but I'm fine. I am absolutely fine. Thank you for asking.
Katie on Netflix. She has the exact same story as you.
Who has a story like me?
The exact story like you.
Alexa and Kitty on Netflix, but Nado Khala's story is a lot more beautiful because it's a real story. It's not.
Wow, I'll watch that on Netflix. Thanks for telling me.
Okay, we're going to end with this comment from Shanila Muzammal, who's saying, "आप बहुत खूबसूरत अदाकारा रही हैं और आज सुना है आपको तो एहसास हुआ कि आप बहुत खूबसूरत हैं अंदर से भी आपके अल्फाज दिल को छू रहे हैं दुआ तो मांगती रही हूँ आपके लिए मगर अब आपकी शक्ल आंखों में बस गई है अल्लाह सेहत कामला अता फरमाया आमीन."
Thank you. Thank you. Jazakallah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nadia. Thank you so much. I hope you feel like
Thank you.
your energy is back soon. We would love to have you back whenever you are up for it. But thank you so much for coming. It meant so much to so many hundreds of women. And I will just email you the recording.
Thank you so much, and lots of love to everyone, and love to you.
Thank you. I love you. I wish I was in London. I wish I could.
I know. I'll come soon, inshallah.
Yes, please do. But whenever you're feeling up to it, not a great time.
Inshallah. Inshallah.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Khuda Hafiz.